Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Pictures on My Mind. I'm your host Edward Thompson, and I just wanted to be very clear with you about something that might happen. I'm basically very close to selling out. Okay, it's something that's quite contentious in the world of photography, especially on YouTube. Essentially, I had an AI photo editing software company reach out to me wanting to sponsor the channel. They shared that they actually have done sponsored videos with probably one of the world's biggest photo YouTubers who has 6 million subscribers. And yeah, what can I say? I mean, I only make about £20 to £30 a month on the advertising revenue. I don't have any sponsors. I'm gonna have to tell them, no way, no way. Are you out of your freaking mind? AI photo editing software? No way. This video isn't about selling out. Are you out of your mind? It's about selling out my book. Great news, and sad news and terrifying news for me is that this was like a book that I crowdfunded and self-published in 2022 in Agada, England. So what now? I was really excited, but then I got really terrified because when it sells out, that's it. I self-funded it, which means, you know, I don't just have the money to pay to print a second edition. And that freaked me out. So the hard facts here, you know, there's no cost for me printing my books because I design them, I lay them out, I do all the color balancing, like for the files, I do the conversion for CMYK, I do all of that nonsense. And also, you're probably well aware on the channel, I shared all that information with you guys like a year and a half ago, so you could do it too. That means that if I wanted to print another run, I'd have to literally pay the printers what I'd need to pay them for another 500 copies, and it'd probably be between £7,000 and £8,000. And for a dude who's in a seller with no sponsorship, on 20, 30 quid a month for the YouTube channel, there's no way I can do that. So imagine my horror when I had an email come through that was basically saying you legally have to give, like, the National Libraries in the UK 5 copies because you chose to put an ISBN in your book. And that's something that I'd totally forgotten about, that if you use an ISBN in your book, these libraries basically say, hey, you must give us copies. It's some kind of 2003 legal deposit, blah, blah, blah. You have to basically give 5 books. And the thing is right now, man, because I'm really nearly sold out of copies, I've jacked the price up to I think like 100 quid a copy, which I think is fair enough, man. And also, hopefully, again, I don't know if it will actually happen, but if I can sell the last few copies for enough, maybe I can afford to print a second edition. You know what, yeah, I crowdfunded my photo books, and there's my 30-minute video on crowdfunding I shared, which I think is freaking amazing and super helpful, but I'd rather crowdfund for like a new book or a new thing, rather than crowdfunding a second edition of something I've already done. You know, you've got to be careful with people, because they'll be like, you know, we're not paying for that one again. But then, sorry, sidetracked here, back to the book. So giving the last books away, well look, I think I've got like 40 copies left or 35. I've got to give away 5 copies. That's potentially £500, right? For what I'm selling up now. It's a lot of money. And then I thought about, why am I doing this? Why am I making my photo books? I don't have an agency. Apart from the Bishopsgate Institute having some of my protest photography in London, no one has my work. There is no, quotes, legacy for me, and I'm kind of cool with that. I joke a lot about all my negatives are shoved in boxes upstairs, and when I'm dead and gone, my kids will probably, you know, throw them in a skip. And again, I'm fine with that, totally cool. But at least by doing the books, someone can see that I did something once, even 500 people. But that's why donating the books to those libraries around the UK and Ireland is really cool, because other people can see them, because they're in a library. And listen to these libraries, man. The 5 copies will go to Bodleian Library in Oxford, Cambridge University Library, Trinity College Dublin, the National Library of Wales, and the National Library of Scotland. Well, that's amazing. Like, before, someone might just have my book and it's on a coffee table or wedge somewhere, and maybe look at it now and again, but to know that that book is in a library that loads of people can read, well, that's cool, man. So yeah, to wrap it all up, I'm not selling out for AI photo editing software. You know what I mean? If you want to sponsor me and you actually like do stuff that I do, like I'm a Canon shooter, I'm a Bronica shooter, I use Adobe software, there's stuff that I actually do you could help me with. But again, that's never going to happen. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as I can keep going, I'm all right. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for just, you know, just by watching this, man, you're kind of supporting what I'm trying to do. And hopefully, you know, if you're thinking about making a book, now think about, do you want to put an ISBN in it? Because they're going to come for you and say, you've got to give us 5 copies. But then maybe that's a great thing.